Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. For this video, we will go into Module 4 Concept Selection. This is the content for Module 4 Concept Selection, where in Module 4 we have 3 subsections, which is Introduction, Absolute Criteria, and Park Methods. According to this step, for design process, the evaluation and concept selection is the last step in conceptual design. So the tool that we use for evaluate and selecting the concept is the park chart method. Later in this video, we will show how to use the park chart. Generally, in selecting the final concept, usually we have 3 steps. So the first one is to set a design selection criteria. Second, to set of alternatives believed to satisfy the set of criteria. And last, a means to evaluate the design alternative with respect to each criterion. So the criteria here means that the parameter or the factor that we want to compare from one product to another product, or from one concept to another concept, or from product to concept. The alternative is the one that we want to make the comparison. For example, the datum product or the reference product will be compared to the concept. Means is a sum of method used to compare the alternatives with respect to its criteria. Whether the means, for example, can be in the form of numbers or sentences, or any means that we can make the comparison. What is evaluation? Evaluation is a type of process in which alternatives are first appraised according to some standard. The scores or rank as determined by that standard are compared to make the decision as to which is best. It is good practice to begin the evaluation process by using a series of absolute filters. The absolute filters is very useful if we have more concepts, such as more than 5 concepts or more than 10 concepts. So we will use the absolute filters to filter first the many concepts that we have. Maybe from 30 concepts, we limit onto to 10 or 5 concepts. So we can reduce the concept by using the absolute filters. The absolute filters have 3 types of evaluation. First is the evaluation based on judgment of functional feasibility of the design. Second, evaluation based on assessment of technology readiness. And the third one is the evaluation based on go, no-go screening of the constraint and threshold levels of engineering characteristics. The first absolute criteria is the functional feasibility. The concept that we want to do the functional feasibility should be placed into one of the 3 categories. The first one, the concept is not feasible, where the concept will never work. Second is the feasibility is conditional, which it might work if something else happen, such as the something else could be the development of a critical elements of technology, or the appearance in the market of a new microchip that enhance some function of the product. The last category is the concept will work. This is a concept that seems worth to be developed further. So from the three category, we will only consider the concept that falls under the third category, which is it will work. The concept that fall into the first category, which is it is not feasible, and then the concept that falls into the second category, which is feasibility is conditional, we will not consider this concept for the next step in the evaluation process. The second evaluation of absolute criteria is the technology readiness. In this evaluation, the technology used in the design must be mature enough that it can be used in the product design without the need for additional research effort. Some of the indicators of technology maturity are: first, can the technology be manufactured with non-process? Second, are the critical parameters that control the function is identified? Are the self-operating latitude and sensitivity of the parameter is known? 4. Have the failure modes been identified? And the last one, does the hardware exist that demonstrate positive answer to the above 4 questions before? So, if your concept have the positive answer related to these 4 questions, the concept can proceed to the next step. However, if your concept have less than 4 positive answer to this question, it is advisable to exclude the concept from the next step. The third absolute criteria is the on-go, no-go screening. After a concept has passed filter 1 and filter 2, the emphasis shifts to establishing whether it satisfies the constraint of the problem. However, the emphasis is not on a detailed examination but on eliminating any design concept that clearly are not able to meet the constraint or minimum acceptable levels of important engineering characteristics. The constraint or the requirement can be found from the House of Quality document or from the product design specification document. Now, after absolute criteria number 3, which is on-go, no-go screening, have been done, only the concept that pass this filter will be considered